So today we have what you see on your screen, the Metrodome, but the collapsed variant of the Metrodome in Madden 25. So that's right, this is the Metrodome, the old Minnesota Vikings Stadium, but the collapsed variant. And man, is this insane. So as you can see, the roof is collapsed inward. Now, I want to go ahead and go on the outside here to kind of take a generalized look of this. And you can see there is part of the roof that is missing because obviously when it collapsed, you know, it's not going to collapse in perfect unison of how it would look. But man, this is kind of insanely crazy, to be honest. I mean, based on what we have seen, it's based on the snow on top of the roof that caused it to, you know, crash and stuff. But even when it goes all the way down here, it's technically still playable. I'm just saying, like, obviously it's not safe. You know, it's dangerous to play with this roof and have this roof structured like this. It's not safe to do it. But I'm just saying, on the low key, this roof could technically work. And I don't know why there's a human right here. But actually, no, this is a good example. So this is a human as a representation of how high up the roof actually is. Now, I do have the field on top of the Metrodome field, so that's why it's kind of like glitched out like that. But for the most part, again, pretty good one-to-one comparison of bringing this over into Madden 25. So it's kind of weird how this is structured. It's just because elevation is weird. That's why it looks like the stadium's floating. It's also because the bottom of the stadium is not technically rendered in. You can see this is what the bottom of the stadium actually looks like. So it's weird because this is supposed to be inside the ground. Most stadiums, the actual field area is lower and it's inside the ground, while the rest of the stadium is higher up and more level with the actual ground around it. So it's a little weird how it's structured, but I like to use the practice facility. I've been using it now for a lot of these different maps and a lot of these different stadiums because I feel like it works very well when it comes to this. It works very well because it's like a blank canvas. Like, this is literally like a gigantic blank canvas I can just build upon and add, you know, whatever I want to. So that's why I've been using this a lot for that said reason, but we need to see this in Madden 26. I'm telling you right now, we need a stadium builder. We need a custom stadium builder. I want to be able to add stuff like this into a game and it, you know, actually be able to play it realistically and have fun realistically playing it, because this is such a cool concept that we could really go crazy with. And I know how creative the community can get, so trust me, I see with the Madden mod community how crazy insane those guys are. I can't imagine what we could see out of this if... Okay. That was the T. Higgins mom voicing her opinion. But anyway, I can't wait to see what the community can create out of all this. It would be absolutely insanity. But let me go ahead and go over to this, and this is what the stadium looks like. Again, it is the Metrodome. As you can see, this is why it's weird, because the bottom of the stadium is always below the ground. So it is very cramped. Okay, it's very cramped in here. Once the ceiling, the roof kind of went down, it kind of destroyed everything else, but it literally looks like the roof got popped. Like, that's really what it looks like. In the end, if this was really the Metrodome collapsed roof, there would be holes in it, because again, that's how it collapsed. The water, the snow, all the snow packed on top of it pushed through, and it pretty much flooded through different holes of the actual roof, which actually, this is an example of Madden being more realistic than real life, like that real life render, because this is how it would look. If this was like real life, this actual roof, it would look like this part over here being kind of destroyed, and, you know, like different holes everywhere. This is how the roof would actually look if it was actually on top of the stadium still. So just a little side note, Madden W, because this is actually a realistic like indication of how it would look. And I love how random features like this actually, like, you know, like actually showed up in Madden. So random when the textures are all messed up all the time, and then randomly to just like 1 or 2 textures that actually works. You gotta freaking love Madden, I swear. You gotta love Madden that sometimes the game makes sense and sometimes the game doesn't. 99% of the time it doesn't. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys next one.